you know, working their way back in. They don't care.
I guess the rest of his team don't feel the same.
Yeah, Get Right is like, I'll start T, you guys start on CT, but no. We're going to get this one kicking off very, very soon. And yeah, looking forward to seeing where Nico takes that Molly.
Molly, yeah.
It's
got to be drop, you'd assume.
Unless they've got like an angle to be able to put it onto one of the sides, who knows? Anyway.
Well, the bomb is heading over towards long A, and Get Right is going to be there, ready and waiting. Exist may well have just got a little glimpse on them as well. Yes, it is. Get Right will find Dennis down long, and that's going to stop Chris J. Chris J, the bomb carrier. Keep your eyes on him. See if he makes a move. Meanwhile, this is all happening. Nico and Nex are trying to be a big distracting force, but NiP is stacked heavily towards A because Exist and Get Right got that information early.
Yeah, but there's still time here. Chris J can just slow walk it in. There's no real rush. The only problem is that Forest and Exist are lined up really well to support each other here. And Chris J not quite there into the crosshairs. They are waiting just around that corner.
Wall,
and now Nex and Nico are executing. They're going to do a wrap towards A, but they don't realize that actually Forest and Exist are already watching. But Ali does go down. This is a nice play from Mouse. Really well executed thus far, but let's see if they can keep it up. Nico's going to find Exist. Two players now pouring in from that lower side, and brilliant stuff from Mouse. Four players standing. Freiburg last man alive, and he's just going to get rushed down surely here. Does find Nex though, so at least getting some money in the bank.
Yeah, but he's in a 3-on-1. Very tricky position now as he gets into Romeo and Juliet, and he's topped straight down. Nico takes him out there. Beautiful wrap, like you said, considering Get Right took down, it was Nex so early on, Dennis, sorry, so early on. Great little wrap up. The fact they're 2 and 2, both coming that way. So Molly used to basically keep them away from drop.
Yeah, and we've seen drop being a consistent rotate point. If you get control of that, it opens up the entire map off the back, and I think most people know that by now, but it's always good to see and see it being utilized so well. And this is what I love watching with Mousesports, especially when God B's at the helm. You do get these lovely choreographed pieces coming out, and a 4-1 split coming through. Nico is someone that I got used to seeing play in this sort of role constantly. Even if the team is going fully towards A, he will always look towards B, play through drop, play through balcony. But there's the counter boost coming out, Get Right, and I think that's Freiburg underneath him. That Mag 7 could do some damage here.
Yeah, it could do work. Nico's the only one there. He's about to pop around the corner and quickly checks for that little peeking Get Right. And we'll take his head off. The rest of the 4 members of Mouse all stacked over at 8. Just on the ramp at the moment. Dennis is starting to push on long.
Yeah, and they could either try and force a rotate or just commit to this. They've already taken one down, which means, you know, at any odds, pretty much NiP are going to be outnumbered on these sites. And you can see Nico now kind of rejoining the pack. It looks as though they're going to go for the commit towards A here. 50 seconds remaining. Alu and Forest sitting quite far back. Freiburg doesn't want to leave his post just yet, but sooner rather than later, he will have to come through. But Mouse really taking their time, not rushing this.
40 seconds on the clock. Alu's got himself tucked in on site. Forest just around that APC. The rest of Mouse, though, ready to burst in. Now, still got a smoke available. That's going to get Freiburg and Exist, cut them off at double doors. So I would assume as Mouse make their way into sight.
And this is why they're cautious. They have 5 rifles, basically, well, 4 in a UMP, but Alu's going to find God B, but the rifles still remain. Freiburg comes in with the double, and that is really pushing Mousesports here. But Exist has got armor, he's got the CZ, but he hasn't got a gun, and he doesn't have his life. Next will take him down, but that was a very expensive round for Mouse. They lost out on the UMP, which I believe was on God B there, but Chris J and Nico both losing out on their rifles. Far from ideal, but NiP as well, you know, feeling a little bit of the pinch after their purchases with that Mag 7, with the head armor as well. So quite an expensive round for both sides, but Mouse still pick it up in the end.
Well, pretty much a full-on save, just the singular P250 picked up by Forest. Everybody else on a full, clean eco. Tell a lie, you can see Freiburg just picked up a deagle just to the end there, just to catch me off guard.
He's got to. The Deagles are back. Well, I don't know. The Deagle Blaze is back.
We saw a great Deagle round yesterday, actually. There was some pretty good Deagle rounds.
I don't think you will ever beat...
I saw the Nico one.
Yeah, I don't think you'll ever beat Nico's. And we are going to see pretty much a 5-man stack. Freiburg kind of being the jump-off. So Nico probably will do really well here. Generally, he does. Forrest does go down. He's already aware that maybe Get Right was boosting again, keeping these things in mind. But Freiburg is going to be the Lone Ranger here. Let's see if that Blaze can set a fire to this round, because Nico's just doing cleanup duties towards that B site.
They're trying to rush him now. They're going to try and push him up. Exist is ready to pop out, but Nico one tap in. Oh, he's going to be ready for it. And that's going to be the 4th if he can get on Get Right in a moment. It's the sole man left. A site's completely carved open. And Get Right realizes it. He's going to try and just consolidate, hold on to that pistol. But Dennis is about to pop through the window. And Get Right's going to find him. He gets himself a weapon. Galil, just hopping straight through. A little too quick. God be ready and waiting for him.
Yeah, him picking up the rifle, then there was, a little bit more of a silver lining. Maybe he could have worked with that, but still. 3-0 now, Mousesports kind of doing what they intended to. A lot of mollies being purchased into this, so looking to see where they put those to place. But kind of recapping how these rounds have gone down was the early investment to rifles. It mainly stood out to me as Mousesports were not messing around on that second to third after picking up the initial off that 3-2 split. 2 through drop, of course, and 3 through row A. But still. Caution to begin with here, got beat. Taking a little bit of time.
Tried and tested tactic working well here, just sending NiP on his own over to B. Forrest is trying to creep forward a little on long 8, but smoked off. Alu's alongside him. A lot of gunfire coming out from Chris J and co over on the ramp at A. And get right, you can see here, looking like it may be a change of pace for Mousesports. This might well be a B execute. Nexus come over to join NiP. Chris J's already drifting this way as well, so we may have a change of direction. Dennis is going to be the first to find Forrest.
Yeah, I think it all depends on how these trades go right now. Forrest has found Dennis, but it's not the end of the world. There's still Chris J and God B there. Nex and NiP haven't really found much luck over towards B. But still, a lot of time on the board, 45 seconds. But NiP reading this well. I like the double stack on long then. It allowed them some map control. But while I say this, every player is heading over towards that B site. 3 players have remained there from NiP. Get right waiting just by the side of drop exist, boosted up towards that kind of flower bed. It's Freiburg playing towards the back of statue. But still, Mouse have a lot of utility. Look at those 2 mollies still remaining. A lot of flashes. They can work this out. Next, though, going to be heading in with NiP down towards drop. We're going to see Godby and Chris J splitting this one up. This is going to be a tough battle. They're going to be very, very close by the time they get this done. 14 seconds left. They have to make the play now.
Get Right's actually lingered in the smoke as well in that drop room. He hasn't been found yet. Exist does get himself one, and NiP. Bomb plan from Chris J coming down. A lot of gunfire, but not finding his target. Chris J still alive in there, just lurking around the smoke, but Exist will cut him down, and NiP clear sight so easily. Sneaky little play from Get Right there. They flashed twice and just walked straight past him. Didn't see him in the smoke.
The more imperative thing in my eyes was the line of smoke that Mousesports put down almost worked against them in that one. They were allowed to plant because of the position Chris J was planting in. I think it was, oh God, B, I'm not too sure. I think it was Chris J doing the plant work at the end there. He put it down just on the kind of edge of the statue, so he was above the spam. But then on the retake, no one was able to get the challenges towards NiP. So there was still like 3 players waiting on that B site. 4 by the time I think Forrest came over, wherever it was. So by that time, Mousesports were already at a disadvantage. So NiP playing well into this gun round.
So 3-man stack from Mouse this time over towards the B site. Still yet to successfully hit that site. Been A every time where it works. NiP boosting up Chris J there, just trying to get a little glimpse over the smoke, see if he can see anyone on platform, but NiP sitting preferably back or in and around Fountain. Exists still in that boost position on B site and Get Right in drop room. So very much a stalemate between these 2 teams as they try to poise for position. NiP, they haven't once really challenged out on that platform either. They preferred to sit fairly passive, fairly deep on the defense and B side.
Well, to be fair, I don't think anyone particularly wants to challenge NiP.
Yeah.
This guy is monstrous, and then you throw in Chris J into that, you've got a lot of power waiting there. And so far it's been working. Molly's still in the hands of Get Right here, going to buy a good bit of time. Exist also has one as well, but already seeing that Godby utilised his to clear out that stairwell over by A, but next to be held back. And this slow play coming through is going to be quite difficult, but NiP aren't fully aware. They're going to hear these footsteps, so these flashes are slowing them down. Now Alu's coming over. We've got 4 players ready and waiting on B. This is going to be a tough one for Mouse. They're going to have to get some real impact play coming out very soon. Chris J looking for the opener.
Get Right and Exist in the right place. Exist is going to line them up. Does manage to get himself 1 down before he gets dropped, but Get Right was a movable object there, and they gun them down on the platform, just losing the 1 man. And that's a good round. That's going to force Mousesports into a save, or an eco of some variety at least.
Yeah, and I kind of hope we see what they did with their initial pistol with the 3-2 split, possibly with the Tech 9s in play. But that aside, they kind of lost any sort of danger in that round by the time they finally put the play into practice. They weren't forcing NiP to leave players on sites. They were taking even fights basically on the T side, which you almost don't want to do. You can easily pull a player across here or there, but they just got caught out. So now looking at this, it doesn't seem all that similar to the first round. NiP's just going for a look with the Deagle, trying to catch someone off ahead of the smoke, as it will be Freiburg waiting on the other side and just not having much luck there. Exist going to be racking up the bank. Yeah,
get that SMG. Starting to make it work here. Now Dennis has switched his position, but Alu He's found himself that one on gold beat. NiP rotate round. 3 people in the right place at the right time here. Mouse trying to creep on through long. But Forest, Get Right, and Alu are awaiting. Alu's caught eyes on one. Doesn't manage to land the shot, but Get Right will. And they just line them up and rail them on the corner. All too easy. NiP even things back out at 3-piece.
Yeah, and I want to see how clean these rounds have been on the gun rounds for NiP. They have been outstandingly good. So their economies could be fairly robust by now. I think they've only lost 1 player in the last 3 rounds, and that was in round 5. So really good stuff from them. You can see it reflected in the utility already, and the auto sniper coming out from Exist. Whereas Mousesports, of course, kind of slacking off the back of those first 3. But still, this is a nice little gun round coming through. No AWP for Chris J this time. Looks like they're going for a little bit of a faster presence towards A. Already, Dennis pushing up quite fairly aggressively towards Forest, but Forest having quite the strong game here and Exist already with that auto sniper, can get himself set up well and just expect Nico to come out walking.
They're not able to quite land that shot there. Exist has got himself tucked in the back of B with our auto sniper, but Nico just getting a little peek. Now Get Right's the man that's in drop if Nico were to go. Dennis kept back by that molly. Forest has done it. Forest and Get Right both here. That nade going to go passing him by. But that gives Nico the information. He knows there's someone down there.
But Alu's pushed up on long as well, so they've switched out positions here. Forest has backed away, and he's left Alu to be the sentry, just holding this long angle, and this is really nice. But I think the boost is going to come out, so let's see if Dennis or Godby is going to peek first. Already flashes coming through. Alu's going to back out of this one. Didn't fancy his chances then. Mousesports are committing towards A so far.
Backs away. NiP. Get Right starting to move. Get Right starting to come over A side. Now Forest is the one that's challenged. Does manage to get the cover fire from Alu, and now the smoke clears, the flash is clear. Doesn't manage to get him down. Alu backs away to the APC. Get Right just using that smoke to his advantage, just lingering around the side, and they line up for him. He gets himself just the one though, but it buys time to Alu to get another. And Exist and Freiburg try and push through the smoke.
Let's see what they can do though. Mousesports are down to 2. Chris J's low, as is Godby, but Alu is surrounded. 10 seconds remaining. We can see Freiburg coming in at the best of times, but Godby is there, finds Alu. Now Freiburg gets destroyed by Chris J in the final seconds. He could have played that so much better, but Chris J with the big performance, picking up the 3K then. But once again, NiP playing very disjointed. Alu almost not necessarily baiting out Forest, but when he backed away, he left Forest to his death. You can only get that 1-for-1 trade if you don't have the support there from the player behind you. And well, Alu, he went back, he got a couple of kills, but you're asking to be pressured on that site, which is a very dangerous affair, and Mousesports made the most of it. But looking at this bite, we do see the guns being dropped out, but next still running just with a deagle thus far.
I think this is the first AWP for Chris J, I seem to recall seeing, but Forest, who had an AWP of his own, has found God B already, got himself out on long, and managed to get a little peek there. Now, Forest has got himself a second. Chris J, AWP for AWP, and Forest comes out on top. Who would have counted that one? Alu also manages to pick out next, and suddenly Mouse are reeling here. Alu going very aggressive, does finally get picked off by Dennis.
Yeah, Nico's under severe pressure as well. He shouldn't be able to make much from this one. Just peering out. 3 HP. He's so cautious of Exist being on that spot, but Exist is down, but the molly's there and the spam comes through. And now Dennis 1v3. You'd have to real dig deep in this, but I'm a big fan of Forest picking up the AWP. Recently we've seen that being a very big deciding factor, especially when they can get the double AWP in play. But back to this round, Dennis is leading through here. Get Right's going to get the challenge, does get tagged. Dennis doing some really good work, but going to have to commit for that peek towards that molly, clear out one angle, force him to the other, and Forest closes down. Let's throw our minds back again to that Dust 2 game, infamous one against Fnatic. Forest's ace was the one that kicked them off in the right direction, so do not underestimate that man and his capability with that AWP.
Yes, I was explaining that one to Alex last night. I wasn't expecting it.
But will Forest keep the AWP here? Alu's got the better spawn for maybe a peek on long, and I think he is keeping it.
Yeah, I think there's... they're very much just sticking to it. Yeah, like you say, Alu, he's still in front of him. They're okay, they're going to double team it up there. Now, he did manage to get the peek early on and get himself a kill. Dennis and Godby are going long A, which is where Alu is going to peek out. Forest not quite getting a glimpse. I think he saw Chris J coming around there, but Alu gets himself a double on long. And that now paired up with Forest. Whoops, steady Alu. Almost taking down Forest, but Forest with a double as well. And that A defense has just been a rock solid this round. Freiburg and Nico, the last two standing. You can see Nico wanted a peek, but Freiburg, ooh, he's going to take one down. Okay, he's got 3 more to go.
Yeah, he recovered the rifle, so that's the big part of this one. Makes his way through drop and Get Right just about making the peek, but it's Alu around the back to find it. And it will be NiP keeping hold of this round, retaining the AWP, retaining a hell of a lot of utility and not losing out on too much. Even though Mousesports and Eco, they're going to have to double up into this. As you can see, a Tech9 with a bit of armor to boot and a little bit of utility. So I wonder if they dare to be so aggressive again.
An aggressive Alu. Now he's got the AWP. Okay, Forrest has passed it off to him this time, so he must have a much better position. Let's keep his eye on him. Yeah, he's going to go down slope and try and check through doors quickly. Chris J is going to be the one that will be challenging. And Chris J goes down.
Yeah, only a Tech9 though, so you can see Gobby and Dennis trying to just overwhelm him, but Alu just plucking him out of the air. Dennis just gets destroyed, and Forrest comes in from that long push, picks up Gobby, and that play just gets shut down. Now, Nico made a little bit of a mess of it by picking up Get Right, so not the most clean of rounds for NiP, but still, they're looking fairly good in this one now, 6-4 Mousesports, so looking to see what they can achieve later in this. And Alu, real quick stuff at the start there, and expecting the early presence. And those Tech9s, of course, very potent up close and personal, as I think we all know by now.
So NiP keeping the AWP on Alu, and he's going to be going long A this time. God B is going to be the one that challenged. 4 people though from Mouse with these AKs all piling straight over to B site this time, and it's going to be a quick push. You can see Nico is going to be the one that tries to get out early, but that molly will slow him down. The spread creeps towards him, and that will be countered by the flashes. And Mouse will have to slow their pace down.
Yeah, but they're not slowing down, they're speeding it up, and that's the thing they were missing, a little bit of fire to this. Every time we've seen them make this play, they've not been so aggressive, but Christian leads the fray against Exist, who's been a little bit of a doormat. This time shows a little bit of bite to that bark and closes it down, picking up 3 already. Now it's going to be Nico and Godby left with a lot of work on their hands as Godby was the player. I don't think so. I don't think they know he slipped out. I think they're checking.
Yeah.
But I don't think they know particularly what's going on here. And the boost is coming in to drop. Godby's going to get that affronted towards him. He's going to find it. This is massive. Nico, check to your left. He's going to find Alu. They've got to understand where Forrest is. The boost was there. They've got to know.
They've collected the bomb now. Forrest in a 1v2.
Oh,
now
God.
he realizes he's in a great position. But oh, the rock just playing against him this time. Deflecting those bullets. Godby manages to get in there. Great play from Nico and Godby to rescue that round, because that should have been NiP's.
Yeah, but I really like the way Mousesports sped it up towards B, and this sort of scoreline is quite impressive so far. We're going to see the big factor that we've seen being quite defining for NiP is that double AWP finally. Forrest and Alu picking those up.
Let's see where it works out for them. Forrest is going to go down. Okay, both on A site. This is risky stuff. Mouse are actually moving it towards it. Now, Chris J's got an AWP of his own. Did get a little boost towards the statue, I believe. Just keeping their eye on Alu and Forrest. They're looking towards Alu, and it's Chris that's going to come out on top. But are they going to expect that second AWP down there? Forrest is going to step away. Now, someone from NiP needs to join Forrest. He's all alone on A site right now. And Mouse is starting to stack his way. 4 members over there. They've taken out Nico, who was pressuring B. NiP, though, they're not falling for it yet, because this rotation is coming their way.
But to be fair, Get Right doesn't need to go too far here to join Forrest on towards A. Forrest is already holding long, which is like the furthest committed point he needs to be. And they don't want to over-rotate here, because Mousesports are actually heading all the way over towards B. 3 players, but Exist in a really good spot. Freiburg going to be watching drop, and Forrest is going to back away towards site. So Get Right's going looking, but once they find out Get Right's there, they're going to make a big play towards this B site. 43 seconds left, and the drop play is going to come in right about now. Freiburg going to be the point man there. Great double from Freiburg, taking down Nex and Godby, and just securing this round for them. You can see Mousesports trying to make a split from those final couple of seconds, but NiP holding that ground well.
Get Right managed to, Exist managed to get in and recover that AWP as well, so nothing really lost from that round for NiP, and unfortunately for Mousesports, it breaks the bank straight back and puts them in a perilous position to not get that eco going. NiP, meanwhile, just losing that 1 mana, looking pretty healthy right now. Mousesports, are they going to try and switch things up here and speed onto B side once again?
Well, they've got several options. They've been showing that they've got a bit of utility and a bit of variety, but it is that fast play towards B. But this time, Exist and Get Right with the crossfire waiting patiently, and Mousesports sadly don't even get a real dent. Get Right's a little low, but he can come back out of that one, and there's no Tech9s, there's no nothing. Just Chris J looking for the chance.
And that's Chris's head taken clean off. Got beat. Risky position, bombs down, just in front of drop, and there's no way of collecting it with Exist there. And again, 4 kills for Exist in that round. Playing great stuff in drop there alongside Get Right.
Yeah, and every single round that NiP has won here, they've only ever lost the maximum of 2 players. So you can see that they are finding a little bit of consistency, and they're making it very expensive for Mousesports, and it's reflected in their economy and how it's been so shoddy throughout this entire game. Back onto the Tech 9s with a touch of armor. And last time they did fairly well from it. They got a couple of kills out of the back, but then we saw Forest and Alu doing really well holding them back by A. So this time though, Dennis looking like he wants to go straight through that. Pop flash does come through. He's going to be going for that pressure, but kind of gets held back by the door, and already Forest backs away going, I don't feel the need to challenge that.
Well, Alu left him in the lurch last time he was
yeah, exactly.
down there,
He's like, screw this.
Just like I've seen what Alu did. I'm going to do the same. Just back away. At the moment, they have the double AWP setups, both staring down the barrels in towards that archway. Are they going to peek? Looks like it's going to be a pop flash out. I think Dennis is going to lead it. Nexo pushing straight through.
That flash.
And unfortunately, that flash catches him at prime time. Freiburg with the support does manage to get in there, but somehow God B manages to take down Forest. I don't know how that worked, but Alu strikes. He gets himself a double, but now we're into a really tricky 2v1. God B's picked up the AWP. Not the best weapon at close range, but he only had a Tech 9 anyway. And it's Exist and Freiburg that are holding this position.
All right, he's got a flash and a nade. 43 seconds and the bomb to hand. He can make this work. Let's find out if he can do it. Fakes the bomb. Looks for the move. Oh, Exist with a brave play, but being brave does not always pay off. He's going to get the 1v1 now. Him up against Freiburg. And Freiburg doesn't get caught by that nade, but he does get caught by the flash. And now it's going to be bombed down. Godby on for the 4K here. Freiburg edging forward. And oh, Godby closes it down. Beautiful stuff from the in-game leader, showing he can certainly step up when required.
4 kills from Godby in that round. Massive, massive stuff by him. Like you say, the in-game leader going big there. When it counts, and the economies are just bouncing back and forward.
That first shot he got onto Forest was just filth, though. Like,
yeah.
You don't... Like, if someone watches it back, watches the demo back, you just don't normally get shots like that. But it opened everything up for them. We're going to see the DAC coming out for Exist, or the Auto Sniper, as we Europeans like to call it. But still, yeah. Mousesports close again, though. That was just a Tech 9 round. Taking it all the way towards the win. And it's just these small changes that make a big bit of difference. But still, 8-6. T-side's looking pretty good for Mousesports, I've got to say.
Yeah, if they can take this in 8-7, they'd be delighted, because they've gone for the double AWP. Obviously, it is the final round by what you can. Dennis felt like an AWP would help them out. It's Alu they're challenging. Godbeat's going to be coming up close and personal any moment. That grenade actually will catch on the back of his heels, so less than ideal, but he manages to flash out Alu and get a good peek around the corner. Would have heard the footsteps backing away. Wasn't aware whether Forest would be joining him, who has been stacked out there a few times. Forest is starting to creep forward. Nico's starting to get a little brazen, but Alu has been taken down by Dennis, so that opens up long A. Forest is going to go aggressive, though. He gets a little peek around the corner. Will expect a second, but not able to land the shots. And Mouse now looking in a favourable position. Yeah,
Krishay already waiting and expecting to play through, but Nico with just a clinical shot towards Freiburg can open up drop and just really lock off what Exist can do here. Going to try and prove me wrong by taking down Nico going forward. The Auto Sniper spamming it through. They did manage to avoid most of those shots. 4 players left standing. I don't know if this one's possible.
Oh, he's going across the AK, but oh, it's bad timing. Just the second.
Oh, Dennis is right there as well.
Pushes through, and Dennis will take him down. So 8-7.
Really good
T-side after all. Very impressive stuff. So NiP not really able to get a flow going there against Mouse. It was pretty much back and forth, tit for tat rounds.
Well, the first 3, of course, went to Mousesports, and they looked very, very good on it. And then the first couple of gun rounds came in, and NiP had the real lockdown there. They were playing really well. Forest and Alu had a really good kind of composition, playing long over towards A. And the B site was fairly well covered anyway, you know, just keeping it under wraps. Excuse me. But yeah, outside of that, I was just impressed with Mouse's end of the game more than their mid. Once they got off of that real kind of shoddy time with their economy when they're just down to the Tech 9s, they started to play a lot better, which really did lend towards their game. But it does look as though we were ready to get this one back up and started.
Yeah, let's get things underway. So 8-7, very even first half. What have NiP got to deliver on the T side? Just a flash and a smoke being picked up, everybody else going armor. So a different approach than Mousesports. Remember, they picked up the Molly early on. Went for that beautiful little split on towards A through window and long A. Looks like it's going to be a fast B rush, though, from NiP. Stepping themselves up. Nico's going to be the first to challenge them, though. The second Forest comes around that corner, gets a little peek, and that's all the information he needed. He caught a glimpse of Forest and Exist.
But nothing much more from NiP. They're not overcommitting. They're letting Forrest be kind of just to see what he can do. Great start from him. That's going to be the commitment there. That would be Freiburg's P250. And again, the challenge comes out, but here's next with the 5-7. But it is a 2-for-1 trade in favour to NiP.
They have position. Godby's in position, not even looking, not even expecting Gerard to come running around that corner, which is a little strange when they've been cleared out. I was expecting Dennis to cover him off there, but instead Gerard gets himself a second, and Exist will tidy out the round. So just the one-man down, bomb planted. Very impressive pistol round from NiP. Yeah,
Forrest going straight in for the rifle as well. But I think it was, I think Godby was just expecting that Chris J had already got to the position he was kind of in by the end of that push, and may have been able to cover him off. But yeah, as you said, Godby being called out rather substantially. And we're seeing 3 rifles being committed to, 2 SMGs, the Mac Daddy's coming out to play. Remembering our way back to Mouse, it was 4 rifles and 1 UMP they went for. So somewhat similar to a degree. Looking to see how they utilize this one, but it looks like drop is going to be the main focus. And look at this, Aloe and Exist going straight through for Zeus. Next is there, waiting patiently, and that is going to be embarrassing. But still, Aloe can live to fight another day. The rifles have not been lost, they have been retained, and now it's Dennis and Chris J.
It's always the yelp that I love when they go down as well from that. Chris J and Dennis. Chris J does have a Zeus of his own, by the way. We'll see whether he gets in. Was, of course, changed a few patches ago now, but he's pulled it out. He's going for it. He's waiting for Exist to come around that corner. Could there be a second one? Oh, he's got him! Well, I mean, that's about all I could hope for from this sort of round. And now actually Dennis, a little unlucky on Get Right there. Had got the position from behind him, but wasn't able to get the kill. So 10-7, NiP in the lead, continuing on from the pistol.
So, waiting for this one, see what Mouse go for. Deuce. They were the first ones to kind of really show what you could do with it, I guess. I think it was just the first game I casted after the update. They were the first team that really used it on this map as well in drop. So I'm wondering if that's where they're going to take it to. But it's going to be the, once again, kind of power play just straight out towards B. Alu's going to find Godby, but there is a player already pushed up towards the platform. But Alu goes straight through with the Mac-10, just racking up the bank, making up for the quiet round he had before. And he's going to do just that, 3 kills.
Yeah, and Nico's faced Dennis. Dennis has gone all the way around T-spawn. It's the long wrap. That's what he's planning on here. 1v5. This is going to be a highlight reel right here. Unfortunately, he's got to get past Get Right first, and that didn't work.
It would have been quite some way, wouldn't it? I'm not going to lie to you. But let's see what we do now. Because this is where everything changed before. Mousesports picked up the 3 clean pistols. Then the rifles came out. Then they, started to get a little questionable on that. And that's where NiP started to flourish. So we're going to see an interesting one between these two. 11-7, though. Mousesports now have the chance to really get into the faces of NiP, but they have been able to get the AWP very early on towards Alu. So Dennis and Chris J could be under threat, but it looks like NiP is still keeping their eyes set towards B. But I can imagine they'll be a little slower with it. And Exist looks like he's being gifted the role of what Nico was doing not too long ago. Dennis taking a lot of damage early on. Where was that from?
Exist and Forage trying to peek out. Waiting. Still nobody able to really make a dent. Forrest is going to creep through the smoke on platform. Exist is going to be with him. They're breaking that push onto B, and it's worked well. They managed to get themselves one down. Nico just above Forrest, catches a glimpse, but Nico comes out on top in the trade, but Exist backs him up. Got B, also getting himself one, and Get Right down in drop, and the rotate is coming around from NiP. They're going back, but Got B and Dennis have pushed on. They haven't heard the change of pace.
No, but Chris J is still there. He's going to be in the real pivotal spot here. Freiburg can get himself up towards it. Alu not too far away. Chris J is going to do the counter push, though. He's doing the play ahead of the curve. Now Freiburg realizes something's up here, but he doesn't know where it came from. Suddenly, Alu goes down, and the alarm bells are ringing. 35 seconds on that board. They're going to have to make a quick play because Godby and Dennis are on the edge of the smoke, and Chris J being the thorn in the side.
Yeah, very much. Caught them off guard there. Totally out of position. Freiburg actually walked past there, and I think the second that he went past, everybody expected it to be clear there, so nobody looked, and then Freiburg in the end has the rest of the team gather up on him. So Chris J doing a great job over on long A.
Yeah, it was I think actually Freiburg got tagged but didn't know if it came from
From
the
doors,
door,
yeah.
because he kind of looked around like, what?
Well, he's one of the few that are using the silence M4 as well.
True, I guess.
I mean, Mousesports are one of the few that are keeping hold of them. Everybody else has kind of switched away.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. I honestly think it feels like toilet after the update. I still can't use it to save my life. It may just be placebo effect, but hey. Anyway, into this round, we're going to see Ali once again back on the up. Christian's going to find his quite early on. This is a difference. We didn't see that before coming out from Mouse, that Christian would be given the orb, but I guess if he got it off of Alu, why not go for the play with it? Why not play off the back? As Alu will find him though, and that's going to open up possibilities and make Dennis have to really stick towards A.
Yeah, Nico got boosted on platform. Forest and Exist are playing tit for tat with him. Not managed to quite find the kill. Dennis has moved his way around. Nico does get himself another on platform. Very tricky position to hold as well. You normally see them simply go for that one-for-one trade, but he hops, skips, and jumps his way away, and Dennis gets himself one down in A. So Freiburg was on the little change. Now Nico's still, he's really the stopping block here. They're going to try and flash and push through it.
Had to slow down until then. I don't know how they're not being able to just kind of cut this man out. He's been playing so perfectly, but Alu will find next in drop. That's going to open this up. Whether or not Alu expects got be there. Oh, maybe he doesn't need to expect him because he just went wild. But Nico still being the gatekeeper of this B side. 1v2. The HP is low. Get right can do this, and he does. Picking up both there as they peek out one by one, and NiP starting to stretch their legs in this match.
Such a tight round there. Get right. In a 1v2, does manage to come out on top. He had the information, knew where they'd move to. Nico, unfortunately, low on hit points, but doing a great job on platform there. Giving himself 2 from platform, something you very rarely see. But now Freiburg, well, he's going with that Mac Daddy. He knows they're on pistols. We do see Chris J with another Zeus. He's the only one this time, sadly.
Where's Chris J playing with it as well?
Over on long A.
Is it long A?
Yeah.
Last time he went to drop with it just for the sake, but hey. If you can find something with, I guess actually it works in the stairway.
They're coming that way.
Yeah, exactly. In the stairwell, I guess it kind of works. Let's find out. Freiburg being the point man here with that Mac 10, going to rail down Dennis. Chris J lurking from the depths. Oh, it looked on him as well. Oh, please. But no, Freiburg will find him. And, it's down to the rest of Mouse. I don't expect too much. Then again, Nico does have the Deagle, so I'm never going to write him out because last time I did and I had to eat some real humble pie.
Oh, well, Freiburg's got himself 3 so far with that Mac 10, so very much paying off. Nico, the last man standing. Deagle, hope and a prayer. It was 5 bullets, I believe, as well, that managed to get that ace, but they kind of were in a much better position that time around. That was on Cash versus Virtus Pro, I believe, wasn't it? This time around, not quite going to work out. No, it wasn't Virtus Pro.
Tight?
It was Titan, I want to say that, yeah.
Uh-oh.
There's one. I mean, the bomb is down. He's not going to win the round, but trying to make them pay, not going to work out for him. It was Freiburg that went down. He had that Mac 10, so he was also always going to buy there the weapon, so not too bad for NiP. 13-8, stretching their legs very much here on the T side.
Yeah, now I'm looking at what Mouse buy up. They've got like 3k-ish, I think, sitting around. So kind of like a pistol, armor, kind of higgledy-piggledy buy. Not going to get much from it, but let's just look at the scoreboard. I don't think we've really done that too much here. Nice work, Graham. 20-18 coming out for Nico, and everyone else being fairly quiet for Mouse, but it does seem as though the round is underway, so we can go back and see if Nico can do what he does best. No.
No, it's
big deny.
There's another big save as well coming out, so not really a great deal going to work out from Dennis, the last man over at long A. Freiburg's already spotted him, I believe. Just going to get a glimpse. Ooh, Dennis gets the one down. If he can pick the AK up and save, but bomb plant yet to go in. Now it goes down, so time is a ticking. Time to find Dennis.
Wonder if he's going to go up to the tower. Probably. Yeah.
Rapunzel.
Oh, look, he knows how to climb ladders properly. I used to get so angry when Nuke was actually played and people didn't know how to climb ladders quickly.
What, they did the sidewards?
Yeah, it made me so mad. So mad. I'd end up knifing
He's
them.
played the game for a while, so...
I know. But people get lazy.
It's true. I think they're onto him, though. I don't think he's going to be able to live through this one. They're trying to push his position. Halu's about to go up the ladder. He's got him going from every angle. Forrest is going around. Are they going to push for it? They're pushing for it. I don't think they're going to get him in time, though. He's just below. Oh, they got him. That's a little unlucky.
Geralt had 1 HP.
Yeah, I'm going to say he was about to kill him. A little unlucky there, but either way. 14-8, NiP. Big lead now. This is a turnaround. Considering Mousesports picked up 7 rounds on the T side, they've only managed to get the one on CT so far.
Okay. keeping our eyes on the game. 14-8. First kill going to be handed over towards Forest, and this is a little bit of a switch up here. Forest actually leading the fray on B and showing some real nice work. Oh, tapping another down. That's next gone. Look for his third. God B not going to allow the 3K to happen, but already looking very vulnerable on this B site. Gerright's got himself in drop, so going to deny any backup on the way towards God B. Splitting him alone. He's going to force him back through the fire and flames. Quite literally, Gerright has the double lineup. Can't get both. But now, that was very close.
That was very close through the smoke there. Then he's trying his best and knows where they're going to be, but can't manage to land the shots. Freiburg will get him down. Alu with the plant and Chris J on the save. Time to start backtracking, and this is going to be match point for NiP.
Yeah, and I don't think Chris J is going to find even kills in this one. He can run away and hide. He's got a lot of utility. Let's look at the economy as well. I haven't actually checked this round. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Mousesports pretty much out of cash by the end of this. So Chris J retaining that rifle is pretty imperative to them, even trying to stand a chance going forward. They haven't really had that many turns on pistol rounds either. We've seen a couple of kills coming in, but I think it was only God B so far who's kind of gone big with the pistols. Outside of that, NiP looking around, not committing too much to finding Chris J. And we will be seeing what Mouse can scrape together coming into what could be the final round here. A little bit of spam, so we're going to see, well, like 3.2k, 3.3 for Dennis. Not a great deal, and we're going to see one rifle dropped out. So there's going to be two of those on the board. A FAMAS for Dennis, and then the two Mag 7s. So it's far from perfect, but it can do damage.
It can in the right place. If they're going to take one to drop, which you would assume with those Mag 7s, maybe up close and personal, it's definitely where it can do damage. Now, NiP might be suspecting this, which is probably why we're starting to see a bit of an A push. Starting to get some spam through the smoke there. Yeah, God B's going to be sitting in drop with that. Nex is just going to be sitting on B. So both of them over there, hoping that something drops down towards them. Looks like it's, ooh, that's fun. Oh, no back, that's all right. Oh, a little panic for a moment. God B is still alive though. Nobody dropped, nobody died. Don't panic. It's just a small disconnect error. God B ready and waiting to go. NiP. It's looking like it is going to be a B hit. Exist is moving this way with the bomb, so you've got to assume they're going into the jaws of God B in a moment.
And see when they commit to this. There's still 50 seconds. They don't need to rush it too much. God B peeking out every now and then. Gerright doing just the same thing. And I think God B will have just seen him there. Yep. Going to let a shot fly. Nade comes out. Not that much damage done, but slightly chipping away as Mousesports are pretty much stacking out B as well. Dennis has actually come over towards the B site. Smoke's going to go down. You can see the line of smoke being put into place, but it's going to be Dennis and Nico trying to play on the very edge of this as NiP slither the way through.
And they're trying to get around the side, all stacked up on platform. Finally going to push on through. Next finds Forest's head, though. And now they push through, but Alu on that platform with the AWP, starting to pick them apart. Freiburg, oh, he's managed to get around the side in an awkward position. Now, Nico picking one off, doesn't manage to get Alu down, though.
Left up,
this is very close. Alu, though, 2 kills already. He's going to have to go huge here, but he's in a great position to protect the bomb. Chris J is going to creep on round. God B not really got the greatest range weapon, but now he's up close and personal.
For him as well. This is massive.
Alu just waiting. There's the defuse, and he lines it up now. God B, he knows where he is. He's got to try and hop around, but this is perfect. No scope. Time is ticking. This is surely NiP's round. Nevertheless, it is going to be God B with a kill, but he cannot get the defuse in time, and that will be game for Ninjas in Pajamas. 16-8.
Alu and Gerright having really impressive form throughout that game. Looking very solid. Their CT side looked really well rounded.